Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Is the camera crooked or am I crooked? I think it might just be my perspective here with the grid lines behind my head. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Hello, comrades, and welcome to the first episode of Under Construction in 2026. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral, but you probably already knew that. There's a few things I want to say before we get started. First of all, I guess this is the end of our winter hiatus, our New Year's hiatus. This was not a thing that I intended to do, but it happened. I mean, life was busy. The Big E happened. Wintertime catastrophe happened, and we're getting more snow. I hope everyone watched Heiss's first video from the first day of the Big E. I'm in it, and more importantly, Lafayette is in it. The second thing is, I did redo some aspects of the background. I mean, the catastrophe of a bulletin board is the same as it ever was. But I now finally have a Trainz display case, which is partially full. I mean, the case has been sitting at my house for over a year. It's partially full. And then above it, I have these things, whatever the hell they're called. The pops. Laura got me these. And then above that, I have, of course, 113. The Rhode Island Route 113 sign that I was given for my work on Bridge Group 97, a project at Rhode Island 113. I also have the Woonsocket Police Department sign behind me because I thought it was a funny place to put it. Something that I would love to put behind me is the Temelio PRR station sign, but that is in the living room. It's in a much more important place. So, with that out of the way, we gotta do our customary, right? We gotta play not Tetris. I know we're starting late. I'm already very tired. I don't remember what we were doing or really how to play Trainz, I guess. It's been that long. My skills have atrophied completely. I've actually been, I asked ChatGPT how to build a Trainz route. Just kidding. No, I didn't. Don't do that. Use your own imagination, please. While you still can. ChatGPT is going to come and take your imagination. I know, but I did watch a couple of enlightening videos on AI today. It just so happened to be. The algorithm that picks you up and it notices you watch one video of a topic and then it's like, oh, this is what you want, right? You want just this and nothing else. Which, if it happens to be, say, Locomotive Versus, then yes, absolutely. But otherwise, no, not so much. Okay, let's put that there. Sort of a continuity thing, It's nice when the algorithm works. I mean, I don't really want to praise the algorithm. The algorithm does me no favors. But it's here to stay, We just got to enjoy what we got. I mean, that's the thing. I think about this, right? It's like, how do you discover anything? And that's why I say, hey, you should, tell your friends about the show where we build a Trainz route forever. Tell your friends about the show where we do live train news and you can call in and say, talk about train news. And tell your friends about the game show where we, do Locomotive Versus. Because how else does anybody find out about anything? The algorithm is so loath to put up little channels because little channels are sometimes little for a reason, right? And at the same time, big channels are big for a reason. A person who has 100,000 subscribers is probably going to have like a better, not stage presence. Oh, that was the worst thing I could have done. Production value is the word that I used to use a lot. Production value compared to somebody like me who really has none. Where I just get on camera and I ramble for a couple of hours and my voice gives out and then I quit. Which my voice is already scratchy. I need to set up a humidifier. I'm going to die. I've never had this problem before in my life, but this is the first time for everything. Oh, come on. Okay, we're pretty hosed. I really had a good thing going, it just would not, for the life of me, give me a long one. Oh, come on. Alright, well, this is going to be a short not Tetris, which is fine because we got to get to actually building the route. Shoot. That's not good. Oh, that's something. That's something. God, good God. Okay. Do a little T-spin. I wonder, if people really got the hang of not Tetris, what kind of techniques would we be seeing? Really? I mean, what kind of strategies, what kind of techniques? I don't know. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. Okay, yeah, this is it. We don't even break 1,000. Oh, well, okay. Okay. Well, that's that now, isn't it? We've got to get back to the route building part of the route building show. Let me just do this. I'm going to mention, this is 30 people in this thread? Oh, there are more than 30 people in this thread. I guess I'll do that. A lot of Discord servers, they have bots which set up roles for various things. Also, I think I want to work on this area over here. I know this is not really one of our triangles, but I want to find some, like the equivalent of trailer park stuff, which is going to be like shotgun houses. And maybe actual trailers, and let's just put down all these so we get like a virtual pick list going on. Also shoveling, that's pretty familiar right now. But yeah, a lot of places, they've got bots, and they have things where you click a button and then there's a certain notification ping, etc., etc. My server, which of course you can get to in the description, the Iron Horseman server, really doesn't, like, I am anti-bot. I am anti-bot. I not in a like the C word sort of way, but in a I feel like they're a kind of security risk and I really don't want to mess with them sort of way. That's where I'm at with bots on Discord. We had a music bot for a little while, and then it got shut down by Discord because it could use YouTube links, which YouTube didn't want Discord bots doing that because it was a easy way around like ad revenue. So which is why we have the Iron Horseman radio set up the way that we do. If you're on the server, it's not a bot. It is literally just an account on a computer in my house that constantly plays music from a randomized YouTube playlist. It is as simple as can be. It's just playing the music through not the external microphone, but there's a plugin that I use on that computer. I put this building down because I thought it looked cool. This American Legion post. And also, people sound off if you're there, if you can hear me, if you can't hear me. And boy, do I look like I look like a mountain man. It's not great. What about, let's see. Show search filter. Hey, Dean. Hey, Mossy. Let's, can I get just like a trailer? No. Oh, right. Allied trailer. Just want to know that there's anybody out there. We got camping trailers, we got luggage trailers, we got a Coca-Cola trailer. That's a lot of axles on that Coca-Cola trailer. And a very, very stretched out image. This looks like if I were to take a selfie and then sort of bend the shape of it to make it look like I had hips, Obviously, I don't need to do that because I've got hips. Everybody knows this. Okay, these are not the kind of trailers that I wanted. We got a hot dog stand. I should put this over by the wide Coke. I'm gonna put this by the train station. There's a hot dog stand in the parking lot. Why not? Trailer camping sign. We got trailers with all sorts of stuff on them. I mean, it's cool that we have so many trailers. Like, it's genuinely kind of neat that if I wanted to do a scene with semi-trailers, we've got an outrageous number of options, including really niche ones like Hey, do you need a pair of big curved pipes? Actually, I have a place for that. Hold on. Where are my big curved pipes? Where's my big curved pipe factory? There it is. I'm just gonna put this over here. Is this realistic? No. No, probably not. And it's also probably the wrong era. And also it's floating a little bit. Is the whole thing floating, or is it just those? It's just those. Okay. Well, what if I scoot it down here towards the water? Oh. Never mind. Yeah, there we go. Trailer of curved pipes. Sure, why not? Oh my god, where did I get all these? That's the real question, is where the hell did I get all these? I mean, they're not all built in. I assume... Oh, shoot. You know what's gone? My thing is gone. Hold on. My settings got reset. That's not the correct button. Settings. Interface settings? No, it should be surveyor settings, right? No? General settings? Ah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so these are all DLS items, which really doesn't answer my question. I'm assuming what happened is these all got put into one of the, you know what? Mobile home. I'm assuming all of these got put into... Excuse me. The packs that I downloaded for MPS, for Multiplayer Surveyor. That's probably what happened. Okay, so we got a bunch of mobile homes. That's good. That'll start us on our way over here, and this thing needs to move because it doesn't belong here. But I thought it was a nice building anyhow. They can go over here. I mean, this is not a bad place for it. Okay. There we go. We've got some stuff. Now what, though, is the question, right? We put together this university here, this university sort of arrangement, and we need to do some stuff with it, and it's got some terrain variation and things like that going on. It's, you know, pretty nice, I think. I think maybe we should put a wall around it, or at least some of it, right? Because, I don't know, because it's a big college campus, and you don't want just random people walking through the middle of it, I guess. I don't know, RPI had a lot of fences. Something else we do need, though, is a road through the middle of it, of some description, and whether I make it a macadam road or something else, I'm not sure. Let's see, maybe this macadam road through the middle of campus. Starting here, right? And I want it to be vaguely parallel with these two buildings. And this one as well. Those are sort of on the same line. It's tough to make stuff not look like you built it in Trainz. That's maybe a strange thing for me to say, but I feel like it's actually quite valid. It's something that maybe we're all... Like, it's a universal struggle for Trainz, maybe? It is for me. It feels like it is for me. Like, that is the greatest trick you can pull, if you show me a Trainz screenshot and I don't know it's Trainz. And that doesn't mean I think it's real, it just means that I can't immediately pick out that, oh, yeah, that's the thing that I do all the time. Hey, Redding. Dean says, I've been doing some tweaking on my iPortal route. I need to mess with that again. If we had a real collected group of people that wanted to do, like a proper group of half a dozen people that were interested, like really interested in doing it and willing to standardize stuff, right? Then I would make an attempt at helping out with the standardization of stuff, because I know blah blah standards, but really it could be quite helpful. I'm going to ping pong around doing stuff for the next probably hour and then close the show once I am too tired or my voice hurts too much to go on. But I just don't remember what I was doing or how to do it. So we're going to just sort of do whatever I feel like doing in the moment, and it's going to be very inefficient. And yes, my Pensy is shining through. You're welcome. Okay. Spline point here. Spline point here. No, but really, especially for iPortaling, which is so finicky. You don't send the right locomotive through, you get nothing. You don't send the right freight car through, you get half of a train. You don't send the right commodity through, and it's useless. I've spent quite a bit of time curating commodities and cars that are available on the DLS for Tollprint. I might as well put that to use, right? Realize that iPortal sessions can only come on the rare occasions people actually want to show up when it's nominated. Yeah. It would be nice to do that more often than once in a blue moon. Of course, we only have one playdate a week. I would love to spend more time just hanging out and doing whatever on a day that is not a Friday night. Of course, I'm usually quite busy, and there are things that I probably should be doing right now, because there are things I need to work on the website, and of course there are things I need to work on the trading cards. Leighton mentioned to me when I saw him at the Big E, like, oh, and we never got those trading cards finished. And it's like, yeah, I know. And then I've got the next set. And I've got half of mine to ask, like, hey, I know we wanted to put these on the Heist Discord, or, on the Heist shop. Would you mind if I just put them in my own, because I'm out of stock of everything? And at least I'll have them on hand. I can... it's just a thought that's crossed my mind. That's not some inside baseball. That is just like, oh man, I'm just upset that I'm out of stock of stuff. And I don't want to reprint something, even if I could, which I can, really. I can't do that. But I don't want to print something and then have people not buy it because people already have it. With the spreadsheet that others can use, yes. And I really want to flesh that out, and I want to fill it in like I did with Tollprint for iPortaling. Okay. Okay. What's next? What comes next? Well, some water, that's for one. I really wish I had space and stuff to do, the Mark thing and the Heist thing and have the shelf behind me with all the goodies. The shelf back there is as good as it's going to get. The 113 thing is as good as it's going to get. Which is funny how much that lights up, because it's a road sign. It's a reflective road sign. There's a lamp right here next to me. It's like the perfect spot for you guys to have the sign lit up like a beacon from the heavens that says, "Torture Ellis with more 113 pictures." Okay. I'm gonna need a really nice brick wall. Excuse me. And can you tell that I've been drinking ginger ale? What a mess. Maybe the fact that I haven't played No, no, Northern. Maybe the fact that I haven't played Railroader in a while is going to let me be more interested in driving trains around on here. Um, because that's the thing that I found. I was so frustrated the last time I tried to drive trains on Tolbrin, because the quality of life isn't there. Um, a railroader really could take a cue, or sorry, Trainz could really take a cue or several from railroader on the driving experience, which is really not something I ever thought I would say, because the railroader driving experience is not great. Um, like just like on the face of it. Railroader as a driving experience is very straightforward and frankly very boring, which is why I don't do it, which is why I use the waypoints, which is really what I'm thinking about when I say the railroader driver experience. I love the waypoints. I love the waypoints. I love the waypoint mod. I love the waypoint queuing. I love everything about it. It's so much power. But I really need to get back into Railroader because there is that other mod, that research mod. And I don't know how many of you that are currently in the chat do play Railroader. I mean, I know Northern does. But Northern, have you messed with that research mod at all? Because I had an idea, and I actually went and created a spreadsheet for the idea because, I can't help myself. But you know what? We're gonna scoot this over. End of my 2-week router phase when the research mod came out. Yeah, I know. I'm currently in the open TTD phase. We've got the open TTD server back up. Everyone's welcome to join. Hopefully earlier today, that tutorial video made it to air, which calling it a tutorial is maybe overselling it, but it's I had made an attempt. Good morning, 2026 Productions. Wait. Good morning. Hold on. Listen, I know you spent an awful lot of time in Hong Kong, but I'm doing alright, all things considered. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to put in the effort to be here today, but I'm glad I'm here. Okay. I'm glad I'm here, making headway, doing stuff, even if it's going to be subpar work by my own standards, which of course is not great, I think. There's a lot of better Trainz route builders than me. I think I've got them beat in scale a lot of the time, unless we're talking UMR, but as far as quality goes, this ain't it, Chief. This is very basic stuff for miles and miles and miles. I mean, it's not basic. It's not exactly what I mean, but I'm not going into super detail. This is an acceptable level of detail for me, and however detailed your route is when you say, you know what, that's good enough, that's an acceptable level of detail for you. Don't hold yourself to anybody else's standard unless you're interested in reaching for that bar. If you're only doing it to be discouraged, then, well, what's the point? Guy the Wise says, the research mod is a bit weird. When you set it to do so, it'll deduct 50, 1,000, 1,500 at the end of the day. Next end of day rolls around, it'll increase the limits on max TE freight or passenger. Probably passes the N3V DLC pass standard, looking at some of their recent creations. I don't really like to dunk on N3V, but I don't think it would be wrong to say that the N3V stuff, really, they should just focus on making the game. Just focus on making the game. Like pay people from the major, oh shoot. Uh-oh. I didn't realize that was hovering. How the heck am I gonna fix this? Speed limit 10 miles an hour. Pointing at the running track You gotta run by this and go, oh, sorry. Usain Bolt gets tickets here. Okay. I can make fun of that. It's my own route. I could cover that if I wanted to. Okay, in-universe joke at the sake of the track team. Doesn't seem to work for some things. Logs max for starters. Working with the British set have set it to research log capacity. Never increased beyond 3 logs. Interesting. So, I do want to talk about the Railroader research model a little bit more because I have opinions. Of course, I haven't played with it, so my opinions are not super substantiated or really that valid. I also, notably, am not the guy who made it, or individual who made it. So, you know, what the hell do I say? Like, I can't do that. I can't code. What building is this a part of? Oh, this. Does this have a door in the ground somewhere? It does. So what is going on with this? What is going on with this? Why is this hovering like that? And what can I do to fix it? Actually, what I can do to fix it is this. Watch this. So, we'll go back to Surveyor Classic. I'm going to break out the 4M standard bump, and if you know, you know. Let me go this way with the 4M standard bump. This is the smallest use of a terrain track in the history of this series. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, N3V really should just focus on making the game, because there are a lot of third-party creators that really outdo them, like, substantially. And that isn't a dig at N3V. I don't think the stuff they make is bad. But for some reason, and this goes for lots of things in the online space, for some reason, a couple of really dedicated people on a Discord server can absolutely thrash a AAA game studio because they're passionate about it. And ain't that grand. Genuinely, ain't that grand. There is, if we want to talk about 2-week phases, the two games that I always come back around to are XCOM 2 and Factorio. Factorio is a game where you don't have a 2-week phase of Factorio, it has a 2-week phase of you. You don't, like, the factory must grow. And I'm sure that by the time we hit the summer, Factorio will have caught up with me again. I'm in a phase where I'm watching videos about it, which is dangerous. That's always, like, the first step before I go and dive back into it. RR Mods and JR, yeah, no, those are some pretty good makers. Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. My gut is just, like, turning upside down. I had ginger ale and a whole bunch of sushi, which, not good. Not good for me. Not good for me with my sensitive tummy. Give me the brick wall. Wasn't the entire ECML route community content? I think it may have been. Because wasn't there like a fragment of it that was in a previous Trainz game, and they're like, oh, we're working on it. Like, whoever is working on it, like, this community group is working on it. I feel like there was, or maybe that was like, and there was more than one route like that. And yeah, I did want to, like, mention Trainz 2026, which I don't have strong feelings on. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, really. I pay the $70 a year. I'm one of those schmucks that pays a subscription fee. You know, it's not something I necessarily recommend, but it's something I do. Um, it's not very good, but it's huge. First of all, that's what she said. Second of all, gestures broadly. Uh, anyhow, uh, I've forgotten what I was saying. um, there's so many balls in the air here. No, Trainz 2026. Like, I think it's about time, and I know that's weird to say when it's been 4 years since 2022. If you do the math, if you count, which I struggled to do for a moment there. Um, uh, the ECML is another level because it's the entire thing. Oh yeah, no, it's genuinely absurd. Um, it's genuinely absurd. I mean, it's UMR size. And that's awesome. Like that's exactly what I want to see out of Trainz. It's exactly what I want. You know, it's this was mentioned earlier on the Discord server. NIMBY Rails is cool because it's 1-to-1. Like, I have my qualms with NIMBY Rails. I'm not a huge fan of it. I thought it was really neat when it came out, and then I realized that there was really nothing to the track building. And I said, well, this is a huge missed opportunity because there's no engineering in it. And that's not something you necessarily always need, but it's something that I like. Oh, we need some bleachers around this track. I might need some. NIMBY Rails is a pain to mod, and that is my opinion summarized. Says Northern. Well, at least somebody figured it out. But yeah, I remember when NIMBY Rails came out, and I thought, oh, this is really cool because you're building to scale, right? And that's something that so many Tycoon games have an issue with, because the world is really big. Not sure if you guys noticed. The world is you know, big. You might think it's a long walk down the street to the chemist's, but that's just peanuts. And to really capture that in a simulator, really, it's an example of real-world engineering in a way that Tycoon games generally aren't. And like, hold on, we gotta throw some bleachers in here. We're gonna just make like a bunch of bleachers, I guess. Yeah, it is a good use of software, for lack of a better word, I think, to try and create the world and use these data-driven, data-driven solutions. Like I'm an analyst. I'm going to start talking about AI. No, but we've got all this data collected about like population density and all that jazz. We have GIS data and things like that. Why don't we put it to use and make a game? And make a simulator and make something where you can play around in the real world. And NIMBY Rails went and did that, and that's great. And so does what is it, Subway Builder? Subway Builder sort of took the NIMBY Rails concept and I think iterated on it a little bit. I do think Subway Builder is also missing quite a few things, but it's got its heart in the right place, certainly, for the realism and full scale aspect that I really like. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? Let me go back in here. Come on. I keep thinking the game's gonna crash. Oh, shoot. Yeah, let's scoot these a little bit apart so that we have space for humans to walk through. That's important. There we go. Not just the eternal giant row of bleachers. Yeah, it's a lot of stands. How big is this school? Well, it's pretty substantial. But not a school for ants. I'm gonna scoot them back a little bit. Well, I'm just thinking like, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, because I'll make a comparison to the real world and we'll find out. So where I went to school was a school of about 2,000 people in high school. I'll say high school. About 2,000 people in my high school. We had a stadium which had a track, and it wasn't for track and field like this. It was for football games. But the example stands. I'm going to measure this as, let's see, this is 200 feet of stands, which that's a significant amount of stands. But let me go to Google Maps really quick and dox myself some more. Let's throw the screen up on the screen. Oh shoot. I need to put this in here. Don't I? Do I? I want it to go here, actually. Yeah, okay. That way you can still see my face. Not that you'd want to. Okay, turn the screen on. Let's go find myself. Let's go find my high school. Well, one of the two. The first one that I was thinking of is over here. This is the Cranston-Stebbins Stadium, or the Cranston Stadium. We have about 300 feet of stands here. Not to mention the number of bleachers, which there are definitely more here than there are in our little stadium here. But for a high school stadium, also you've got the bleachers on this side. This was for the away team. This was for the home team. A lot of the time. I think this is a not inappropriate amount of bleachers. Especially because this is a university and not a college. Here's the stadium where I first went to high school. The stadium where I second went to high school is down here somewhere. There it is. And if we want, we can measure these bleachers here too. Okay. So the amount of bleachers that we have is probably about the same as what was present here in my second high school. Doohickey goes over the thingamajig. Easter egg in the Class 55s, they had some sort of face for the headcode boxes, but only it was visible for a frame as you switched into the cab itself. What the heck? Okay, we're going to switch off of screen mode and back into Trainz. Yeah, it's possible we would want more. But in this case, because it is not a, because it's sort of like a track and field and not a football field, I'll probably keep it at what we have here. I also want to add in a road here. Just to bring it in here, because we'll have a little parking lot and something over there. This can be like a gymnasium building over here. And you know what we're missing? We're missing maybe like some tennis courts. Or a tennis court, anyway. I like how it's fenced in, but the fence is not in the model. Okay, well this doesn't quite fit. The single tennis court fits, but it's worse than this one. Oh, what about you? No, you're probably the worst one so far. Okay, we'll do the first one, and maybe I will just put fencing around it myself. It has been so long. It's, in fact, we haven't had it under construction since last year. Which is both a dad joke and a serious statement. And yes, Northern, I did have to do a database repair before starting. That isn't what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the ability to re-promote Mossy Mug. But, of course, you know, the database repair did not help. The database repair made me go, oh my god, I can't believe we're still sitting here. I can't believe I have to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to go to bed. We gotta find a fence. Mossy Mug mentioned. You're right, I did mention Mossy Mug. Hello, 2026. Ryan, it's a shame you didn't get to spend more time with the gang this time around. At the Big E. It would have been fun. It's always fun. Okay. Hello 2001. It's almost like Trainz does a database repair every time someone sneezes. Trainz installs have a half-life. I swear to God, Trainz installs have a half-life. After a certain amount of time, they just stop working, and there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. It's a conspiracy, I tell you. I was fretting about getting the Jolly Floridians out on schedule because of the storm of the century. Yeah, no, I don't blame you at all. It was certainly the storm of... It was at least the storm of quite a while. That's the thing. I think people... There's been a lot of bones made about, oh, you know, it didn't seem that bad, and everything just sort of completely collapsed. Like, New England's gone soft, which it's not totally untrue. We have a little bit. I mean, we haven't really had a winter storm like that in a while. And the snow fighting apparatus is not what it used to be. But at the same time, we here in Providence got over 20 inches of snow. For comparison, the historic blizzard of 1978 dropped 27 inches. So we got 2/3 of a blizzard of 78. More than 2/3 even. More like 3/4. And of course nobody here was alive to remember the blizzard of 78, myself included. But, needless to say, it was a lot of gosh darn snow. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. When people complain about, oh, you know, I don't understand how things were too bad. Oh yes, 3/4. We did have 3/4 at the train show, didn't we? I should have made mention of that. It's kind of funny. I didn't even think about it then. I should have made mention of it. Yeah, I hope everyone has seen the heist video, Amherst Day 1. I skimmed through it. Of course, I was just looking for to see how the PC recorded with me ended up. And I didn't realize that Lafayette was going to be in the video, and I'm so happy he was. 3/4 of one idiot. Lafayette on his own is a whole idiot. Is that a good thing? Everyone needs to come to the Big E because everyone needs to meet Lafayette. There's no two ways about it. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on, go up a little bit. Go up a little bit. Once again, asking for more VMR. Thank you, Casey. We'll get to it. One of these days. I was working on budgeting it this year until a last-minute issue. Unfortunate. Thankfully, there's always next year. There are three things that are like the mini Horseman trips to me that come up every year, which are the Big E, and then the WWF Spring and Fall Work Weekend. And last year, I made it to all three. This year, I hope to make it to all three. I need to get my wife up there to see if she can hammer a spike in, because if I can, Gloria certainly can. Gloria beats me on those, the punching bag arcade machines. So like they should be great with that. But also, of course, we need to get Lafayette up there, because who doesn't love Lafayette? Don't forget 2102, which may have another guest. Well, 2102 is something that I'm probably not going to spring for every year. I did 2102, and that was oh, Lafayette and Cat's Meat. Yes, yes, please. I did 2102, and that was quite an adventure. We did 2102, and that was really cool. But it was a real chunk of change, and I don't usually go ride behind chooches that often, unless I'm there for a good reason. The hammering spikes in is a good reason. Even though I don't usually do a lot of hammering spikes. I'm not good at that. I really thought I was genuinely... I know who it is. I said it was Casey. I responded to you as Casey. Also, are you, though? Vsauce music. Cue the Vsauce music. Tell me something only Casey would know. Put a burger on that board. Okay, we need to do this. We've got like a little hillside situation going over here. I just went to Texas Roadhouse. Your locks are secure, or are they? Oh my god, I remember seeing a video a while back about, and trust me, I want to get back to the Trainz 2026 thoughts, because I have some, but I remember seeing a video a while back, which was like, I don't remember what the title of it was, but it was like, ASMR, the lockpicking lawyer is trying to break into your bunker, or something, and it was just muffled, his voice and lockpicking. I don't know why that's what that made me think of, but... Oh, man. So, 2026, right? It's about time they came out with another Trainz version. And, I'm saying that not because I think we need a Trainz version every year, but because it's about time something happened, and Trainz got a little better. There's the constant war that goes on between the people that make the add-ons and N3V, we updated this thing and things are broken. Okay, we'll update the mods to go with it. The DLS items, the scripts, etc. Okay, EB time, goodbye. Goodbye. For the record, to prove that Casey was Casey, she said, I just went to Texas Roadhouse. I said, tell me something only Casey would know. I'm pretty sure that's something everyone knows. We all know Casey just went to Texas Roadhouse. It doesn't matter when it is. Doesn't matter the time of day. Doesn't matter the day of the week. If Casey went to sleep, I can say this now, we should probably have an intervention. Okay, goodbye. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna grass this in over here. We're just gonna use our regular grass. It does look, this is the best grass. If somebody can find me a better grass, you can't. You can't find me a better grass. So, yeah. I'm hoping to see some progress when 2026 comes out. I'm hoping that it is sort of like 2019 to 2022, where it's pretty much the same, but they made everything a little bit better. I mean, that's like the minimum you can hope for a sequel, right? How many sequels for games have we had lately where it's just dramatically worse than the last one? Cities Skylines, Kerbal Space Program are the two that come to mind. I can't think of another one. My sound has been off. How long is it? Doesn't matter. There's no sound in this. Oh, wait a minute. Are you guys hearing OpenTTD in the background? Have you heard any weird whistles? Serious comment, mix of the JR grasses usually does the trick for me. And you make an excellent point. mixing the grasses is, it's the way to go, really. Um, yes, that has been the horn. That has been the horn. That's, I, hold on. I have it open right now. Excuse me. Oops. Wait, what? How come it didn't? I have it open right now. This is my system. The gray. We've got a few trains. We have a passenger train up here. A very little guy. Just a little guy. It runs from here to over here. And then there's another one that delivers concrete from way over here. Oh, there he goes. And then there's another one that delivers quicklime down here. We're doing OpenTTD now. Anyway, yes, that's what the sound has been. That's what the sound has been. I thought under construction just got immersive sound implemented. Oh no, I'm not that smart. I don't know how to use OBS like that. Okay, we need some walkways and pathways here. That's for sure. We need to do the college thing and let people wander around the common for a season and see where they like make etches in the dirt, where the desire paths are, and then we'll pave those. Okay. Cities in Motion, which was another Colossal Order product. Oh yeah. Yeah, there have been a disappointing amount of disappointing sequels, like really disappointing sequels. You know, this must have been what it felt like to have Locomotion come out. I think if I did not start with Locomotion, I would not think highly of Locomotion. I hate to say that, but, you know. Also, I probably would feel similarly about Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which is, I do feel similarly. I do feel that way about Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. But at least something happened there. At least, like, there was a major change in how the game worked. It went from isometric to proper 3D. Like, that's something important. Meanwhile, the other two games just, like, floundered. I don't know what City Skylines 2 is up to lately, but I'm certainly not going to buy it. And Kerbal Space Program 2 is, like, dead, which is unfortunate. Hey, you want to know another disappointing sequel? Railroads Online. Oh, I feel bad, though. Railroads Online is such a whipping boy. I don't mean to beat that dead horse. The Railroads Online subreddit is accepting moderators right now. They're looking for mod applications. Imagine being a moderator, am I right? Okay. City Skylines 2 got transferred to another dev, and they seem to be on the right track. Well, that's good. That's good that they've got something going for them. Because it's honestly, you know, it's a shame. We really need a good city builder. Well, we need a good city builder. We have a good city builder. The good city builder is Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. So, you know, if you want a city builder, go get that, I guess. I say, I haven't played it. It's in my library. Thank you, Mason. I believe it was Mason who bought it for me. Also, is that a door up there? You know what? We're going to leave that. We're going to leave that like that. I'm not touching that. That is what it is. But it's good that City Skylines 2 is on the right track. Flu be hitting you hard? I'm sorry to hear that. You're almost out of the woods on flu season. It really sucks to get it this time of year. I mean, it sucks to get it any time of year. Hey, you know, it's sometimes these games just need like a little shake-up in-house. You know what was another disappointing sequel, according to many people, not everybody, but many people? Um, the new Civ 7, right? I haven't played it. I only have Civ 5. But I know people were kind of unhappy about it for a variety of reasons. I mean, it seems like it came out and it was at least a whole game. So they've got that going for them. But it just seemed like there were a lot of things that people were let down by. Now, I will say, I think the City Skyline 7, yeah, the Civ 7 sort of system where you pick a leader and stick with the leader and then move through the eras. Honestly, I think that's a pretty cool idea. Maybe it wasn't the most well executed idea, but I thought it was a good idea. Um, we need a city builder that lets you go through time. We need a city builder that does the you know, gosh darn it. Can I grab that, please? Let me come at it from this angle. Nope. Come at it from this angle. Alright, we're going to go into Surveyor 2 for this. Oh, Tropico? I've never played Tropico. I fell asleep between my last matches and now? Oh, man. Man, buddy. That is not great. You know what, though? If I'm helping you get some rest, that's wonderful. That's excellent. I don't think they're going to be able to hear me, so I'm going to say this. When I was recording, so I asked Gloria if they wanted to sit in on the OpenTTD tutorial that I made because they expressed an interest in playing OpenTTD. And I said, hey, I'm going to finally do this tutorial. Would you like to sit in on it so that you might be able to learn how to play the game a little bit? And you can ask questions if you want. They fell asleep. Like, fully asleep. Like, I'm a little surprised there wasn't snoring on the recording asleep. So, you know, now that I know that I'm the most interesting person in the world for real, and I can just, so we've got a twofer, right? 2 people have passed out. 2 people have fallen asleep to my videos in the last 24 hours. Can we go for 3? Anyone want to take a nap? You do have a voice and cadence for ASMR. Well, thank you. I had never really considered that. I thought I always had the feeling that I get a little bit too energetic for that. At least most of the time. Like, I can slow it down and I can talk like this. But you know what talking like this is? Boring. I am easy to get, you know, I'm happy with getting distracted. What the heck are you? Red Sclad. T40? Oh, it's a tractor. I was like, what is a T40? I don't remember this from War Thunder. But you know what? I definitely, I'll take that as a compliment. I'll take the voice for, I've got a voice for radio. Hey, it's definitely not the worst thing that could be said about that. Hello. Good evening, Comrade Mopac. Burned down any houses lately? What the heck? I've found some broken trees. Oh, we have Joanna posed. Excuse me. Hello, Joanna. That's actually a fairly well-detailed model. Where did these come from? Oh, they're built in. This guy's looking pretty cool. Are you not wearing socks, though? Are you wearing, like, super low socks? I can't do this. If I were to wear such low-profile socks, my, like, skin all around here would get all chafed up. Am I walking wrong? What's wrong with me? You've got a face for radio. You've got a face for radio, the face for print, and the wit for dictionary. I think you mean the voice for print. But that is a good one. I'm not gonna let anybody get away with flubs today. Whoa! What? What are the signs on this building? Railroad Canadian Company Headquarters. Stephen Forget Family Company. He did? Also, since and like an exact date. How often do you see that? You don't. Remember that tennis court thing that I showed you that took up a whole base plate? I remember that. I don't think I have it placed down anywhere, but I do remember it. Oh my god, I'm yawning. This sucks. I want to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep. I want to go lay down. I'm not going to. That's the thing. Like, I'm not, and I'm saying this, if somebody's like, go end the video and go lay down. If I end the video, there's like a 0% chance I'm going to lay down. If I end the stream, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and watch my trains go back and forth on OpenTDD and figure out what to do next. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a building to go over here. I don't know what, but something. Some kind of little brick building. I put a shed here, you know, a garage here because I figure, oh, they'll put a garage here for like tennis stuff, right? I'll put it over here. It's just a shed for like maybe the lawnmower, right? Keep the lawnmower in the shed. A water tower? No, I'm thinking like an equipment storage building is what I'm aiming for. We don't have a water tower on this campus though. We don't have a water tower and we don't have a boiler house, which would be a very normal thing to have. Sort of adjoining something like this building. Maybe I should put a boiler house here, because then it would feed steam to everything. And I do want... Oh, what the heck are you? Oh my god, you're so long. I know. Are we not doing phrasing anymore? Okay. It's got to be like a brick warehouse of some description. I mean, we could use the generic ones. They're good for filling space. They're not good for really anything else. I have used them candidly sometimes, but they're not ideal. It's either going to be a warehouse building or a factory building. We just scrolled by Monkey Bananas. Alright, what about this? This might be a good little building for a, storage shed sort of deal. Yeah, especially with that door over there. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay, that fills that up. Yeah, we definitely want a Quonset hut. That'll do. What about this? If I can stuff... Could I put 2 of these back to back? I want the Breen... There is no Breen building! What do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh, I need to stop. I need to not yell. That's going to shred my voice instantly. Oh, man. I do have a couple cough drops, but then I can't friggin' talk. Okay, we're going to go into Surveyor 2.0 for this. Back on the Zen thing, though. Back on the Zen thing. I've always tried to consider myself the Bob Ross of Trainz. Okay. No, and back on the 2026 thing. So I'm hoping that 2026 brings engine updates to the point where we don't have to, so, where things are a little less cobbled together. Um, and Trainz is an ancient piece of software. I feel like maybe they tore down and rebuilt everything in Trainz: A New Era, but maybe they did not. And other than that, it feels like just piles on piles and piles of um, not sort of whatever they can throw at it, but piles on piles on piles of edits and changes and technical debt. And uh, I just, I'm not surprised by the state the game is in, because they have done an awful lot to make sure that everything remains backwards compatible. I mean, I'm sure it's extraordinarily difficult. Like, I don't know what all they've done, but I'm sure it's a tremendous pain in the neck to make sure everything is backwards compatible. And honestly, if things weren't, people would probably be pretty upset. Even if it made a lot of sense to move past some of the oldest stuff, I think people would still be upset. And I can't really blame people, but I definitely can't blame N3V if they wanted to sort of throw up their hands and say, like, sorry, tough luck, we have to let some of this stuff go. But it's kind of a predicament they're in. They're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. If they were to give up and get rid of these things, or if they were to get rid of the tremendous amount of backwards compatibility, that would really hurt something very special that Trainz has going for it. It would damage the community. But if they don't do that, they really might be stuck in technical debt hell forever. So I don't know what Trainz 2026 will have in store with regard to that. But if they decide to go down the path of, well, it's time to move on from the 20-year-old content, we should really do our best to forgive them and, let it happen. Because, like, there are few pieces of software on the planet, I think, that are as backwards compatible as Trainz. At least, certainly, those that are this complicated. Okay, I'm noticing the ground here is a little messed up, so I'm going to try to fix that. Okay, that didn't help. I'm noticing it's resetting my radius and sensitivity every time, which is not great. Yeah, Trainz is a program that does not get a lot of praise, period, because we're too busy being annoyed at the bugs. We're too busy doing our database repairs and wondering why trains don't go to the track marks, etc., etc., etc. Not that these aren't legitimate things to complain about. I do plenty of complaining about them. But, always look on the bright side of life, right? It's incredible to me how much people complain about Trainz when it's like, yeah, but most of the problems you encounter are because they're trying to avoid ruining all of your content. Yeah, I do think that's a fair position to take. I certainly don't think the Trainz dev team is, like, slacking off in any way, shape, or form. People are very quick to call out, like, laziness from game companies. Oh, they haven't fixed this. Lazy. No, they probably just haven't figured out how yet. And N3V is, like, the last people I would worry about being lazy, because they're not a huge dev team beholden to outside beholden to like shareholders and outside pressure to get things done. They're doing things at their own pace. They're presumably doing things exactly as fast as they can do them. So, you know, and I know I'm strawmanning here. I don't really mean to. I don't want to say like, wait, why can't I adjust the height of this? Oh, it can't go up. It can't go above 0. Who the heck? Whomstead of? All right. Well, I guess that's gonna have to be tall enough. I really want it to be a little taller than that. But that's gonna have to do for our boiler house. Right next to the student housing. Actually, let's put the chimney back here. Maybe right about there, actually. There we go. Make it a little bit not quite perfect. It's the 1950s. They'll be fine. Yeah, people were built different back then. Hey, you know what they say? Weak people, tough times or whatever. You make the strong people by covering them in coal dust 24 hours a day while they're trying to get to class. It's part of the curriculum, actually. You cannot walk the stage until you get cancer. Or at least some kind of noticeable lung damage. You can live at the student housing, or you can pick up a smoking habit. Your choice. My dorm building has an exhaust pipe positioned right next to the back entrance, so so not inaccurate. Cancelled. This is how we create good times. Hello, old shape. Okay. I know this is not parallel with the road. I know it's not. And I know this building isn't either. It's close, but it's not. And it's driving me insane. And I don't even know if I want to fix it. I don't know if I feel like the effort to fix it. I sure missed making one of these shows. I sure missed making this show. I sure missed it. I love Trainz. I'm really hoping 2026 comes with bug fixes, slightly better performance, maybe, some more options and settings, because those are always fun, the same amount of backwards compatibility if possible, and of course, I hope we get better or more updates to the Living Railroad. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking forward to. Oh, hey, Spud. Sorry, I don't know why it's doing this. I really don't. I don't know why it's only showing, why it's showing everybody's handle instead of your usernames. If anyone can figure out why it's doing that and let me know, I will change it back. If that is a thing I can do, I will do it. Because it's hard enough keeping track of the people whose usernames I already know. Sometimes, and you go into YouTube and now everyone's username is different, and it's like, I don't know who any of these people are. You go into another game or a platform or whatever, and everyone's username is different. It's like, yeah, I don't know who these people are. No, Northern, you're one of the good ones. You're not causing a headache for me, which is more than I can say about a great many people who I deal with often. There really should be an award. We should do an award on the Discord for, like, least pain in the butt. This is Mew. Uh-huh. Okay, tell me something only Mew would know. And if you say Casey went to Texas Roadhouse, I swear to God. Okay. There we go. My name is Daniel. Okay. Did you leave the plushie here, or did he leave the plushie here? Because I was just sifting through stuff in the Lost and Found, and I found the plushie, and I was like, TJ, who is this? Whose is this? And they said, it's Daniel's. And I went, yeah? Okay, which one? And they said, the one who said they were missing a plushie. And I was like, thanks. I don't remember which one said they were missing a plushie, otherwise I wouldn't be asking you. Okay. Excommunicated to Railroads Online. I'm glad we're doing this. The one from the car ride that I mentioned, I forgot my plushie. I didn't know you mentioned you forgot your plushie. Sorry, that frustration is probably from latency. Whoa, hi, crazy Mossy Mug camo. Mossy Mug was one of the first 2 people to write in the chat today. You said you may bring next time you're at the WNF. Oh, okay. I forgot. It's been a real whirlwind week or so, and I know I've said that about every week. Like, what a year. Captain, it's January. If I could find a good Polar Express image, you would know it was me. What the heckerson happened to Luxembourg in Zombie Train? I don't know, it's a Europe problem. I'm not paying attention to Europe. They probably nuked it. Have you seen 28 Years Later? I haven't, but I heard there's a nuke involved. Your journey home was so smooth. Yeah. Your journey home was a series of small catastrophes, and yet you had one of the easier journeys of anyone who came to the Big E this year in our group. Also, Luxembourg is gone, and then Crab Rave. I messed with the settings, and now my grass looks worse than it usually does. I think I turned everything down to minimum. When the next Trainz comes out, I'm gonna have to upgrade. I think I'm gonna have to get more stuff. South Carolina is gone, Robert. I miss going to the Big E, and yet seeing the travel catastrophes almost made me not too upset. Yeah. Shout out to the correct answer of where is Heist being stuck in the Northeast. Yeah, no, absolutely. Hey, you could have hung out with me. Could have come hang out with me. Just kidding. We had enough people here. I'm kind of in the business of not subjecting Mark to more foamers than he has to deal with on a daily basis. Which is a lot of foamers. What we're doing, we even had, even in, the minute he was over at the Providence Northern booth, someone was like, oh, can I take a picture with you or whatever? Have your autograph, something like that. It's crazy how famous this man is at a train show. It was probably, in terms of fame, top 3 was probably him, Rodney Kantorski, and Murr from Impractical Jokers at the Big E. Today I'm working on this, which is the University of Bellington, I guess. I don't really have a name for it. But U of B is... why not? You know what we're going to have to do? Once we figure out where all the football stadiums are on Tolbrand, we're going to have to draw the lines for them to see where the fields intersect for the bowl game. Evan, you missed Amherst. I mean, you really... if you stayed home, you were better off. It's bizarre to see how popular he became because I've always just casually seen him around the Colorado Railroad Museum. And, I remember Weibel telling stories of, oh, this cool guy, Mark, at the Railroad Museum, back in, year 2 or 3 of the Terminus podcast. You know, I'm not calling it Breen University. Uh, the Flying Breens are the football team. Bellington Standard University, BSU. Uh, Drop out of college. Uh, okay. Okay. Oh shoot, did I just adjust the width of the screen? No, it doesn't look like I did. I grabbed it. I grabbed the very edge by mistake. I'm next to Boise State University. Mew, finally you are here. Do we do BSU? You know, so I got to show a friend who is, you know, well outside of the foamer sphere of influence. Uh, I showed them the clip of, oh, and here's Lafayette at the Big E. I have to take the. Why do I hear an idling F40? Why do you hear an idling F40? Oh, is it something to do with OpenTTD? You shouldn't. Wait. Why do you hear an idling F40? There's no way it's. Hold on. I hear it too. Is it? Hold on. I've had my sound off this whole time. What is making this sound? Oh, I know what's making this sound. I know what's making this sound. Um, shoot. Where's the terminus? Uh, uh, is it muted? I can just hear it? What's going on? Do I have to mute this? I thought when I hit it, it would mute it. What is going on? Unhide all. No? Properties? Interact with this. Why? No, that's not working. There we go. You know why you were hearing stuff? You want to see why? You want to see why? Because 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 of this. Because this wasn't muted. This stream was not muted. The background for the terminus. God damn it. This isn't the terminus. I thought when I hid... This is... Please tell me if this is a bizarre thing to assume when I have an input on... when I have a source on OBS hidden, it should also be muted. Right? Right? Like, that wasn't there for ambient ASMR. That was an accident. I didn't know it was there. Like, somebody mentioned, you know, the horn was mentioned earlier. I figured that was OpenTTD. Of course, that doesn't make sense because there's nothing that in OpenTTD in 1851 that has a horn. It was like, why is that not like that? Why should I be able to get sound from an input that I'm actively hiding? If I want sound but not visual, maybe I'll just make it really small. This seems like it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Okay. I apologize. I apologize. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, I just clicked back onto OpenTTD. That's not what I want. Oh, what a year. The other thing is they need to fix the industries. Notably, this connected? It is, and it should not be. It was a good background filter. Okay, I'll put it back on. Why not? Oh, you know what? You know what I could do? You know what I could do? I have an idea. Hold on. Copy. Can I paste? I can't duplicate. I can paste it as a reference. Why can't I paste it as a... If I... Please tell me this is different than the other one, right? If I bring up the other one, it's still full size. Okay. Um, this is this is what this is what people crave, right? It's this or Subway Surfers. Take your pick. POV outside my house. Not really. We're gonna put that there. That's what we need. We need more clutter on the screen. Okay, hold on. I need to interact. I need to unmute it. At least now it'll be obvious where the sound is coming from. The TikTokification of Trainz product. Can we get Family Guy funny moments in the corner? Oh man. Also, we just lost like 5 viewers in that distracted period. Oh, they're dropping like flies out there. See, I turn off the ASMR and suddenly everyone leaves. Okay. Whose line videos on the background? Listen, I can't take anything with copyrightable audio. I don't think you can copyright a P42 idling. Okay, we should... Okay. We should stop doing this and work on the tough stuff for a minute because I'm tired of this. And plus, everybody's leaving anyway, so I might as well do some of the boring things. I'm loading up the industry balance spreadsheet for the first time in a while. And so, see, I don't remember what the like difficulties we were having and how to fix them were. I mean, I think if I remember right, one of the problems we were having was we only want one commodity per industry, per industry track. Otherwise, Living Railroad will get confused. And there were some of these which we had yet to update because a lot of them were connected or what have you. But we should probably just focus on some of the industries down here and getting them set up to do whatever they need to do. So, like, we have not made any industries here in Bellington. Not yet, anyway. How far along in the map are you? I haven't popped in a while. Also, where did... Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry. So, recently, and by recently I mean about a month ago, we did a lot of work in here. I'll hide this so that you can see. We did a lot of work in downtown. And we have a pretty good looking city here. And honestly, this is probably about as big as the city part of the city is going to get. So we have all this stuff in here. This is as far as we've made it with that in mind. And I talked about changing some stuff up around here, but I don't think that's going to happen. This is just going to head off in this direction eventually. And, you know, that's going to be that. I've been trying to figure out the easiest way to fill in this area here. Although these blocks are too large. They're 300 feet across, and they need to be much smaller than that. And I grabbed... Where'd I put it? I grabbed this, just sort of used to attempt to copy-paste blocks. I don't know how successful that's going to be. Things you can say about your train, but not your partner. Okay. And also we have a substation. I think I want to move this pole off the embankment. Like to here. That's not hovering, right? No, it's not hovering. Okay. But yeah, this whole area has gotten a lot of work lately. Killer Breen. The flu really has done a number on you, hasn't it? I meant to finish this parking lot here. That's something I forgot to do. But yeah, at some point we need to undertake the development of the industries on this part of the map, which is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to take a very long time to do all of them. Because even if I do, you know, a few of them in an episode, it's going to be several months at a minimum. We've got a lot of industries here in Bellington and South Bellington. And honestly, I'm not even sure we're done putting them down. There's still a couple of places where I would like to squeeze in another drop-off or pickup or something, if we can figure out a good reason to, you know, include something there. If we can figure out a good commodity to put there. Now, Bellington and South Bellington are big mill towns. They've got a lot going on. You know, they're handling a lot of food products as well as other organics, as well as, you know, undoubtedly textiles and other stuff like that. Dairy. We have a dairy. Welcome to dairy. But, you know, some of these things don't really have great commodities. Some of them are really suffering for that. So, come on, right there. And it's close enough. There we go. And there we go. You know. So anyway, to conclude on the Trainz 2026 front, I don't have high hopes. I just hope it is a small iterative upgrade to what we already have. I hope it integrates everything that's been in Trainz Plus, so that the rest of the world can mess with it without a subscription fee. That would be nice. Okay. So, yeah, this place is going to be handling food products and animal products and other organics and organic related products. Okay, there we go. We got our lines in here. So let's think about it, right? We've got a cold storage warehouse, which this is an interesting building that I made from mashing together many different buildings. We have, I'm not even going to talk about that area, but we've got other warehouse areas here. This is the plant barn distribution. This is going to be like, you know, not TOFC, but like express freight sort of thing, like mail. This is going to be a junkyard, because every place needs a good junkyard. This, I haven't exactly decided what it's going to be. It's some sort of, you know, some sort of something. General goods industry of some description. And that's it for stuff that's immediately along the main line. And then we have one of these other places. I can't remember. You know, there were 4 different kinds of grain-esque commodity that I wanted to fit in here. And this was the least of the 3. The other 3 are in this area here, which I said I wasn't going to get into because it'll be a long time. And then we've got the stuff along the waterfront. We've got this place that makes bread, so it'll probably take in grain and maybe something else, maybe sugar, maybe output either bread or general goods, something like that. We have this place, which makes an unspecified thing. But noticeably, there's no place for tank cars, so it's going to be, you know, something in here. Oh, you know what? I spy with my little eye some grid. Wrong button. Killer Breen. That's a Star Trek parody, surely. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it would take some sort of liquid or train detected on the rail cam. Oh, I'm glad you guys can see it, because I sure can't. Soylent Breen. There's this place, which is, you know, goods warehouse of some description. I probably should put a crane along the waterfront here, but this river is not, strictly speaking, navigable. Then we have this, which is some kind of warehouse. Again, maybe general goods. We've got this, which is no longer rail connected because they built a giant wall in the way. This is the dairy. This place makes books. And this is also one of the places that has its own coal dock. So there's that. This place probably takes in just rolls of paper over here. And then coal. This place is something. This is the textile mill. Bellington Coat Factory. Can't exactly figure out what that's going to take because the textile commodities are really kind of cruddy. Tunnel portal being an arch at the book factory is very cool. Yeah, no, this is really neat, isn't it? It's a gate. It's a gate. Let me see if I can grab the item. It's literally called Factory Gate, which, doesn't it look sick? I love it. I think I just heard a helicopter on the rail cam. There's this place, which I don't have a name for, I don't think. The sign of the building says Woods Furniture, so maybe it's a furniture place. Who knows? It's just one building with a drop-off track. I don't know if this is going to be like it picks up general goods or what. And then there's this building over here, which I need to put in a platform for, I think. Maybe even just a gravel platform. Oh yeah, like this. Wrong way. We should probably limit it to the building itself. And we should also probably lower it into the ground substantially. Yeah. Because I don't want it to look like that. Yeah, that's better. At least it looks like there's a place to drop off cargo. So we have this, which I don't know what that's going to do. We have this place, which takes in some kind of something over here. And there's a spur over here, and there's some kind of something over here. And then there's this right here, which, you know, goodness knows what that is. In fact, I think I want to... We have another archway over here, because why not? They look pretty cool. I want to scoot this building over like that. Oh, this is a munitions plant, isn't it? That's what I talked about this being. Some kind of munitions plant. I need a little crane, like a small one. Not dock crane, not dock crane. Door with crane. Door with crane. Hello? This is really neat. I mean, it doesn't fit, but it's really neat. Let's make it fit. Door with crane. Oh, they're not quite aligned, are they? That's unfortunate. They don't have the same origin, so I can't line them up perfectly without just eyeballing it. And now this crane is very short. Okay, so that's not a thing we're going to do. I don't think. I think that is not enough clearance, unfortunately. And if I make it taller, then... Well, I would need to rotate the building the other way around. So let's just put in a gantry crane, like this. And I'll put it down here. Just past that set of doors. So yeah, this is some kind of munitions plant. We've got the corn syrup factory, which is probably just going to take corn. And we've also got this track, which I don't remember what I was going to use this for. I'm going to use it for something, though. Some difficult industry. Everything's got to have one. We've got one over here. We're going to have one over here. This thing is a huge pain in the neck because you got to go 0 miles an hour around this corner and then cross the main street. But I figured, why not? We'll put something over there. Over here, we've got a cannery. We've got a meat packing plant of some description. We have a couple of other factories. This one takes some sort of liquid commodity. This one probably just outputs general goods. This takes general goods. Make an industry that has 4 or 5 unloading and loading bays to make it worse. Oh, over here, yeah. Oh, my neck. The company that owned Johnny Rockets files for bankruptcy? That's unfortunate. I'm going to miss those milkshakes if they really all go under. The food was not great, though, so I get it. This is just going to be a general goods drop-off. Of course, we have the cement plant over here, Mulligan Cement. We have the lumber yard over here, which, you know, takes lumber. What am I missing? Over here, there's this, the Berliner Works. Don't know what this is going to do. It's going to take in some sort of weird... You know what? Because it's Berliner Work, it's named after that. I think I'm going to have to go with... it's going to take, like, the cable rolls. The ones that are The ones that are in German. Oh, Bell Paper is this. This is also going to be a paper related place. There's a tannery and a meat plant, milling company, Detroit Milling Supply Company, or Detroit Mill Supply Company of Bellington. Cannery, meatpacking plant, corn syrup factory, Tolbrin Instruments, which, yeah, they definitely, they make calculators for the military. All of this is going to be a tremendous pain in the neck to deal with. And of course, we've got the tank farm over here, and this food warehouse over here. Again, these are all going to be a pain in the neck. We got to do all of them. Maybe that's an endeavor we start on next week, because my throat's getting really scratchy. And the other thing I would like to start on is I would like to start to work on this area here. We made some good progress on the university today, and that's pretty solid. We didn't finish it, but we weren't going to. We got a couple of important things down, like the boiler house. And we uncovered the mystery of why everyone could hear a locomotive for so long. If I rename this, does it rename both of them? It does rename both of them. That's unhelpful. I don't know why I can't copy it without them getting stuck together. So I'm doing something wrong here in OBS. Oh well. Thank you all for joining me on this video. Hopefully a triumphant return to the world of Tolbrand. And I will see you all next week. Oh, the thought I was having about Discord, we don't have bots, so having different channels or having threads that people can opt in and out of is the only way to set who gets pinged for stuff. That's what I was thinking at the beginning of the video. I never finish thoughts on this show. Never, ever, ever. This is the Admiral, signing off.